Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be another writing tag, authortube tag, sorry. I just feel like these videos are so much easier to put out and film, like, in a day's worth of filming. So, sorry if I look the same, but I'm just, like, filming a batch of videos, so don't mind how I look. But I wanted to do the, what's it called? The story ideas tag. So I'll put the what's it called? The list of the questions in the description. I found this one on Reddit, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Current story. What is your current story idea that you're working on right now? So the current story idea I'm working on right now is a royal romantasy. I don't want to give away too much, mostly because I'm still in like the plotting stages at this point. But essentially, it's kind of like inspired loosely by Princess Diaries 1, and also The Prince and Me. Some of my favorite like romance movies of all time. So it's kind of loosely based on that. It's a girl being chosen by the prince. But she's not from that world, so it's very like thrown into this unknown situation, and she has to kind of just learn how to adapt, and she struggles with anxiety, and yeah, she comes from a very like not wealthy family, but it's made her stronger. So I think she's very sarcastic. That's one thing I'm definitely putting in there. She's very sarcastic, so it's gonna be it's been a lot of fun to write so far. So that's the best I can give you right now. Number 2, spark of inspiration. Do your ideas begin with characters, plot, world building, or something else entirely? So my ideas usually come from the characters and the plot of the characters, like their stories. It's kind of mostly how my ideas come together. Number 3, brainstorm. How do you puzzle piece your story elements together? Do you start with the ending and make your way to the beginning, or vice versa? So I usually end up having like some dialogue here and there that I think of that I'm like, oh, I want to write this down. It usually starts with like little ideas like that here and there, and then when I feel like I have enough, then I'll start writing it. And I always start from the beginning to the end. I don't think I've ever started from the end. It works my way to the beginning. I don't know how I would do that, but for those that can, you do you. Number 4, keep or toss. How do you know when you want to keep or dump a story idea? So for me, whenever I feel like the idea, I can't like write it how I want it to be written, and I try like different ways of like incorporating it into the story. If it just doesn't work and it's just not going how I wanted it to in my head, then I'll scrap it, because I'm like, that idea was probably just like a passing idea. It wasn't meant to be in this story, but I will sometimes save it like in the back of my mind, or I'll write down an idea in a Word document in case I want to use it for like a different story in the future. I have a lot of like little documents saved on my computer that are like one-word thoughts, or like a sentence or a blurb or something for another future idea. So I have many of those in my Word documents. It's kind of funny. Number 5, original idea. How much of your original idea for your story is actually used once everything is finished? So when I have like inspiration for a book, it's very loosely based off that inspiration. I'm not trying to plagiarize over here, obviously. So everything about it at the end of the day, a majority of it is my original thoughts that I've had for the story. Some scenes might be like inspired by something else, but they're never word for word that scene of like what inspired me, if that makes sense. It's always like an an idea that I already had that maybe it came from a movie or something, but I always find a way to work it in on my own so that it's still my own idea, if that makes sense. I don't believe in plagiarism, so, or AI. I could do a whole video on AI and writing, actually. Oof. Maybe I should at some point. That would be an interesting topic. Have you guys heard the drama with Annie Ann, I think is how you say her name, on TikTok? The guy that decided to take her love story between her and her husband and made it into just like put the idea into AI and let AI write an entire book about their story, and then he tried to send it to her. Like, I was already following Annie Ann before this happened, and just seeing her reactions, I feel so bad for her, because, like, no, this is not okay. She didn't ask for this. No one's asking for you to take somebody else's romance and, like, love story and how they met and everything and put that into AI and write it. No one's asking you for that. And he just doesn't know how to take no for an answer. Like, he really, like, even when people were coming at him about this idea, he was, like, standing his ground. And I'm like, bro, you're... No, nobody wants this. Nobody asked for this. This is not your story to tell. It's just not. Like, it's just not. And he didn't stop until the husband finally came forward and said something about, like, this is weird, stop it. Like, he didn't say anything when Annie Ann was asking him, please stop. Her husband had to come in and say something for him to be like, oh, okay, bro, sorry, back off. Sorry, what? Be so for real. Weird. If anyone else has been following that, please let me know in the comments, because this world is very interesting right now. There's a lot going on. Number 6. Hide or share. Do you share your book ideas with friends or keep them a secret? No, majority of the time I will share them. I like to talk out my ideas with, like, my family or friends. Mostly just Hannah. I know you're watching this. Hi, bestie. I like to talk my ideas out just because I like to, like, explain it and have, like, another person say, yeah, that makes sense, or yeah, that sounds good, or, like, whatever. I like having other opinions on it, before I go too deep into it. So, yeah. I oftentimes share ideas with them. I don't always let them read my writing because, well, I'm just very, like, I wouldn't say shy. I don't believe in it as much, so I'm like, I don't want people to judge me, even though I know my family and friends would never do that. But I don't know, I just get really nervous to share my stuff, so it's very rare that I let anyone read my stuff. Number 7, dream. Have any of your book ideas originated with a dream or nightmare? I don't think so. I've definitely had dreams where I woke up the next morning and I'm like, this could make a great book, or movie or whatever, but I've never actually sat down to write an idea of a dream that I've had. I definitely could. I have, like, some of the most vivid dreams. It's insane. Like, my dreams are never boring. I think, like, they're never boring. They're always so weird and, like, out of nowhere. But that's just how my brain has always worked. I've always had very, very vivid dreams and nightmares. So, number 8, doppelganger. Have you ever had an idea for a story but then see a similar premise in a book, TV show, movie? Yes, I have. Many times. Haven't we all? Like, many times. Number 9, big screen inspiration. Have any of your favorite movies, TV shows sparked ideas for scenes in your book? Again, yes. Many times. Sorry. Can't talk today. Question number 10, nostalgia. What's the oldest first story idea you remember coming up with / writing down? Oh, the first story idea. I couldn't tell you because, honestly, when I was younger, before I had, like, a phone with, like, internet and stuff, I used to write in my notes section. I used to just write story ideas and, like, start writing stories in my notes, and they would get pretty long. I would have, like, 10 plus notes going. of like just dialogue for a story that I was thinking of at the time. So I've kind of always been just like writing down countless notes and stories and just things that are in my head. So yeah, it's been going on for a while. So I couldn't tell you the first one. I really couldn't. And that's it. So I will list these questions in the description. And so if you decide to do them, maybe comment, let me know, and I can come watch yours. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Love you.